if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
NBA free agency, Lauri Markkanen rumors persist with the Spurs and Golden State, but Golden State has been making other moves. They acquired former Spur Kyle Anderson in a sign-and trade from Minnesota and are working on possibly a sign-and-trade with Buddy Hield. What does that mean? We'll talk about it coming up on Extra Innings. Plus, the Texas A&M Aggies landed four-star edge Marco Jones.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Thank you for listening, however you may be listening, whether that's on 94.1 FM. If you're listening via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player on our website at sasportstar.com, or if you're listening via our YouTube channel, watch, comment along, at SA Sports Star on YouTube, feel free to comment along. Jump in the bullpen with me. And you can always call into the show, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the show. Everybody's always welcome in. I love to be one of the more interactive shows in San Antonio, if given the chance to be. Let's have a conversation, talk about it, get ready for the 4th of July together as we celebrate with family, fireworks, and food. And hopefully lots and lots and lots of alcohol. Safely, but, enjoy. It is a holiday. I'm sure most of y'all have the day off. And there's no reason not to celebrate. And what better way to celebrate our country's freedom than by having a great show and a great time with a lot of friends and family. This is Extra Innings. I appreciate everybody for jumping in today. Listen, the San Antonio Spurs, things have gotten very quiet on talking about in SportsCenter. Yesterday, Chris B. Haynes reported that the Golden State Warriors were being very, very aggressors. They were the aggressors in the Lauri Markkanen talks. Now, did they realize they were not going to have enough assets to meet Danny Ainge's asking price and quickly pivoted by their moves? One of them being signing Kyle Anderson in a sign-and trade, giving up some assets and taking on some salary, and possibly working on another deal with Buddy Hield, which would bring shooting to the actual team that they would be missing out if they weren't to acquire Lauri Markkanen. And if so, does that mean the Spurs become the front runners, or is Utah's asking price so much that nobody is now engaging with the Utah Jazz? Because when it comes to the Spurs, Jason Minnick said it earlier today on the Blitz, and he is absolutely right. When things get quiet, that's when you start to hear things. And things have gotten really quiet on the Markkanen front. So could there be an opportunity in which they are trying to hammer something out behind the scenes in the shadows that will likely drop sometime tomorrow, Friday, over the weekend, to which big news blows up. Nobody's really there to cover it. And then by the time Monday's news cycle rolls around, it's there. It's just not fresh anymore. We can all hope, right? And I know with Spurs fans, a lot are split. A lot would like Lauri Markkanen, like myself, and a lot would prefer not to give up any assets for him unless it was a bare minimum amount of assets. because a lot of people are unsure of his fit in San Antonio. And I brought this up yesterday. His best output of his career has been in Utah. Who is the head coach in Utah? It is Will Hardy. Where did Will Hardy come from? He came from San Antonio, learning at the foot of Greg Popovich, and he has excelled since getting there. Steve Smith agrees, because it doesn't matter if it's Golden State, San Antonio, anywhere he goes, he thinks Lauri Markkanen's game fits there.
I see him fit in anywhere, because that's what I'm a Markkanen fan. You look at him, he has a slow start in his career with Chicago, just trying to figure it out. But I thought the last 2 years, you saw him take another step. He's gotten stronger. I mean, he's more aggressive. He can shoot it. He can post. He can rebound. He can run. And the way the game is played right now, he fits in pretty much anywhere or any offense that you have. Not the greatest defensively, but that's the part that he has to work on.
Not the greatest defensively, but the tools are there, and he has been shown to play some decent defense. Now, as it comes to Lauri Markkanen, that was Steve Smith on NBA TV talking about his fit. Just imagine pairing a Lauri Markkanen with a Victor Wembanyama, and all the things that Steve Smith just said he could do, Lauri Markkanen can also do, and the ability that gives you on a team that adds a player like Chris Paul, who Draymond Green says was a genius move by the Spurs.
Pairing CP with Wemby to teach that young fella the way. CP, one of the greatest vets I've ever been around, and I just spent a year around him as a vet myself, and he was a vet to me. And so that's going to be great for Wemby. And the young fella Castle, because see, CP going to teach the young fella Castle all the things that he needed to know about the point guard position. And he also going to tell him what he's not very good at and what he need to learn in a very elegant way, in a very constructive way. But he's going to tell that kid what he's good at and what he's not good at and what he need to learn and how he need to see things. And that is a genius move by the Spurs, man. Wow, that's a genius move. And then for CP, like, you get the opportunity also to in year 20, I think this is about to be for C, opportunity to go lead the next young face star in the NBA. That's a great opportunity too. He get a chance to, in a sense, kind of go help mold him. And like, what an honor, because you only get that if you've been as great as CP has and as respected as CP is. That's the only way you get that opportunity. CP is a very personality. For them to feel comfortable bringing you in there, knowing how strong that personality is, they feel good about what you're going to bring to that kid. That's special. That's extremely special. So I'm happy for C, because that's a great opportunity to go help mold that young fella. Who knows where it can go? Because young fella's special. Wemby is special. So who knows where it goes? But, man, that's great. But I'm sad to see C leave.
That coming from Draymond Green. Sad to see him go. Knows what he brings. Is a 10-time all-defensive team player. You get to pair with Wemby. So things that we asked for throughout the season. Veterans. Veteran leadership to impart upon the young kids. You talk about the ability to just get Wemby the ball in situations where he's comfortable. Chris Paul does all of these things for this team. Plus, he's able to bring along a guy like a Stephon Castle, who they drafted number 4 overall, to impart the teachings of the position to a guy that is going to be learning the position for the most part. This is a great move. And Kendrick Perkins on NBA Today said CP3 may be one of the biggest impact signings in free agency.
But what player do you think that moved this offseason is going to have the biggest impact on their new squad?
I'm going to go with CP3. And we're talking about, having an impact, not just on Victor Wembanyama, but the rest of those young players in that locker room and taking a lot of pressure off of Greg Popovich. And look, I said that the Spurs are going to be in the play-in tournament, and I believe that, right? Just imagine what Victor Wembanyama is going to learn from Chris Paul, arguably one of the greatest point guards to ever touch the damn basketball floor. So I'm looking at CP3, not only what he could bring on the court, but what he's going to bring off the court, and how much of a benefit he's going to be to Greg Popovich.
This is a bold statement to say that it is the biggest addition so far, the biggest impact add in free agency is CP3 to the Spurs, and thinks that they could be a team that gets into the play-in. You add a Lauri Markkanen to that situation, and you turn play-in into potential playoffs, and that becomes a lot of what Spurs fans have wanted. Just moves to get you going in the right direction. And Lauri Markkanen is young enough at 27 years old to grow with Wemby, sign him to an extension, and kind of have a core together with him. Hopefully you're able to keep a Devin Vassell and let them all go. James on our YouTube chat says, is Lauri a Spur yet? Not yet, but I'm still trying to will that into existence. Chum says that he caught me a couple of weeks ago at the Roo Pub. Hope to see me out there again. I'm always out there. Likely I'll be out there again this week, probably maybe tomorrow and throughout the weekend. It's a home away from home for me. The Roo Pub is one of my favorite spots to go hang out and just enjoy games, conversations, just people in general. The Roo Pub is a great spot over there off 281 and Redland Road. Plus, great place to eat. Ate there the other day. Fantastic spot for lunch, dinner, whatever you may be feeling. The bar is great. Appreciate everybody for running in today. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about some of the rookies that they drafted, Stephon Castle, and most importantly, Harrison Ingram, who spoke today after their second day of practice as they get ready to crank up and start Summer League play, which will begin here in just a couple of days. That's coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. 800-575-9047. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com, and on our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star. You can like, subscribe, comment along with the show. Bobby Sines wondering what happened to the other kid the Spurs drafted in the second round. You mean Juan Nunez? He is likely staying in Spain and going to develop and be one of those players that they kind of drafted that will stay overseas for a little bit, and then they will bring over at a later date if he develops at the rate that they expect him to. Claymore says Klay Thompson, he's hoping because he thinks CP3 is going to be great for these young Spurs. I know Claymore is a Mavs fan, says he's hoping Klay Thompson can have that level of impact that CP3 will on this young Spurs team on Luka's growth and work ethic. Look, whether he has a development on his leadership and work ethic attributes or not, Klay Thompson's going to be a great addition to the Mavs team because he provides exactly what is needed for the Dallas Mavericks, and that is the ability to score without the ball, in a sense. His ability to just spot up and shoot, and that's going to be the most valuable thing to guys like Kyrie and Luka, who need the ball in their hands, that are looking and have a shooter ready to pull the trigger. Klay Thompson is going to bring that aspect to the Mavericks, and I think it was a great signing by them. As it comes to the San Antonio Spurs, and hold there at 210-656-3776. I'll get to your call in just a second, but one of my favorite Spurs, everybody knows Stephon Castle was one of my favorite Spurs, or one of my favorite players in the draft. But low-key, Harrison Ingram could end up being a steal of a pick for the San Antonio Spurs. And he was talking today at their media session about finding his role with this team and what it was going to be. And I found his ability to talk about things other than what you think of very, very insightful when he's trying to find his role on the squad.
It's the same thing. I mean, whatever it takes to win on a day in and day out basis. I mean, I know my role is not going to be to score right away, especially if I'm on the main team with Victor and I got Devin Vassell, you got Steph Castle, my guy. You got Jeremy. You got so many guys that are really good players who've been here for so long. So, it's not my job to score. It's my job to make their job easier. And so whether that's rebounding, defending, knocking the open shots when I'm open, making quick decisions, just doing stuff like that, trying to figure out ways to win.
How comfortable are you with the G League route? You probably spend a lot of time in Austin next year, knowing that the Spurs have developed so many guys in second rounders. What are your thoughts on just?
I'm happy to be here, whatever it takes, whether it's G League, stay on the main team, whatever it is. I mean, I'm ready to do it to achieve my dreams.
love hearing that from a guy like Harrison Ingram, and he has the exact right attitude that you would love to hear. And I think that he is going to find a role, whether it's on the team this year or next year, like City Sissoko, who stayed in Austin all year. I think he's going to have a much bigger role for the Spurs this year. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Haven't heard from this guy in a while. Drew, welcome into Extra Innings with Pledge. What's going on, Drew?
Hey, I am a wow guy. I mean, people are poo-pooing this draft, and they traded away that other first round pick. I kind of give this some time to bake.
Mm-hmm.
And the Spurs were not lying when they said that they were modeling up OKC Thunder. I mean, I was like, when they were saying this last year, I was like, what are they doing? What are you kidding? Because I was judging them for what they did prior to Wemby, right? But with past Wemby, they are exactly duplicating OKC Thunder's rebuild plan. They got the same point guard. We have Mr. State Farm. We have Mr. State Farm. They scouted their SKG. We have him, right? They even have their Ingram. You're just talking about him, right?
Yep.
They even got their and let's all be honest. OKC's Ingram is way better than our Vassell. I want to be honest with you. That guy he played it. Vassell's even been in the playoffs, let alone average 19 a season at 22, and that shooting percentage from three and everything else. He's better than Ingram. We got this guy who was a McDonald's All-American, top 3 prospect in the country, a super genius. He went to Stanford, guys, and it kind of didn't work out for him. Then he transfers, to Carolina, and he balls out in the NCAAs. We just watched him. That guy is our do everything guard. He's a potential Kawhi Leonard, not as athletic, but that's him. And that's what the Spurs, I talked to you about this place ago. I would be happy if the Spurs just got a bunch of really good juniors and seniors who could play now. That guy's not spending much. He might spend a week in Austin. He's he could be a day one starter with this stinky roster. Keldon, bye, right? I don't know whoever played the forwards or the sixes. Bye. The Brick Brothers, and I can't believe it. You guys, we have the Brick Brothers, right? We got SoCan and what's his name? Pretty boy, Brick Brother, supposed to be stretch for his name, 7 feet tall. I don't care. And you guys are debating whether or not we should trade for marketing, who's another alien type player who's been doing it up there in Utah in the Spurs system. Yep. You guys think that, we're going to think that you're telling me that one of those guys, these drafts, everybody's telling you, he is going to be better than marketing is right now.
Look,
now.
I love it, Drew, man. Hold on a sec for me, because there's a lot to unpack there, and you're right. But we've got Rangers baseball coming up next here. I appreciate it. Bye. Love y'all all. Check on your friends. Check on your family. Shoot them a text. Let them know you love them. We got Rangers baseball coming up next here on San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at